thinking, oh my god, he's leaving. No, it's just like they can get to go home and actually put some work in. When you're on the road, you're not really able to do that. I hear some footsteps. I don't know if we're into the match though. Yes, it seems indeed that we are. So, here we go. MiBR and Cloud9. On DUST2, indeed, MiBR starting on a CT side. And there's a slow take of the short position first from Cloud9. And once they take this, will they head towards long, where Tarek is waiting?
Yeah, this might be quite difficult. Fallen sitting there on the crossover position by the car. Very good vantage point with the USP, but there you go. Using that smoke grenade to hurt his line of sight. But Stewie will strike with 2 quick headshots there, just sort of crippling the Cloud9 push as they try to make their way forwards into that, back into that B split. They get caught on the rotation as Stewie goes for that push from Dark, still harassing them. But they do have a clear path to the B bomb site. The issue really is that that bomb is down on short, which is now creating all sorts of chaos, James. Coldzera in the 1 versus 3, and he's got 2 players right in front of him.
Yeah, you can hear that the bomb's being picked up. It's got a chance for 1 player, jumping around the corner, but there is the bomb going for a run. But the bait is there. Skadoodle patiently waiting in CT spawn, and that will be the first round for Cloud9. Great start for them. Now let's see what the anti-ecos are like, or anti-force buys. I do wonder, DUST2 one of the harder maps to really be effective on a first force buy round for the CTs? Well, for both teams. What do you think it's worse for?
Well, I think for the CTs, just because you can't really, even if you stack an area, it's just very difficult to prevent the T utility from just removing you straight away. There's like very little spots to stand in against the utility, and you have USPs very bad at long range and doing the damage.
I'm sure you like this round we're seeing from the CT side. No Kevlar and Desert Eagles.
Yes. Ideal for DUST2.
Yeah, I think this is the best option available, really.
Yeah.
Looking for headshots, ultimately. They've got the skill to do it. And often you would see Deagle and Kevlar, but they can buy Deagles in the next round should they choose to do it, assuming they lose this one. Still looking for targets. There could be a triple pick here from the CT. Some damage being done, but as you can see, the MAC-10s are cleaning up. Moving on to the A side, the bomb's being dropped for a time, but Coldzera do anything about it. 3 kills for the CTs. That is pretty good, I have to say.
Yeah, that could have gone a lot worse too. The first contact on the A bomb site itself, those 2 players had a lot of shots, which they were free to take, but unable to connect them. If just 1 more headshot is, gotten in this position where we see automatic there, just spraying them down, maybe the round goes very differently. Indeed, those Deagles, a good call, and well, MiBR will be able to clean it up in the end. So moving into Cloud9. And moving into a 2-0, we'll have to see whether or not MiBR can really get any additional damage here. We've got this fast push coming into the B bomb site. A good response from Cloud9, make it very clear exactly what's going on. Don't leave anything to chance. And there we go.
Coldzera and Tarek remain. 1 Desert Eagle out. Golden definitely got some money to make, going for the jumping accuracy. Not as good as some MP9, however. And got Tarek with the USP. I know in some other tournaments, I believe the MP5 is in play. We should get confirmation on if it's available in this tournament or not. But here we go. AWP onto Stewie and Fallen. Double sniper rifles straight off the bat here for MiBR.
Yeah, it should be really awesome for those long-distance duels that you'll be up against. And also if Cloud9 are playing a style where they aren't using their utility in the best ways to cut off vision, utilizing those smokes and taking areas with those flashbangs in a very, a very routine way. Obviously, it's hard to really imagine that they're too routine here on DUST2 with a new player in the mix. Then these ops can really do a lot, but the initial smoke grenade there, the classic on the Xbox, will allow Automatic to take control of this short position. His teammates going for the B push.
Stewie quickly rotating towards that B bomb site. The lurk smoke is out. That's a problem. You can jump above it onto double stack and other places as well. No to kick things off, but the numbers game is too great, being abused by Cloud9, and they've taken the site. Looking for the retake. We've got 1 Molotov for MiBR. Automatic waiting. Fallen. Oh, that's nasty from Fallen. His barrel gave his position away, but he's still got a headshot.
That is just a classic Fallen maneuver if ever I've seen one. And the 2 versus 4 will be quite troublesome here for Flusher and Skadoodle. Have to see if they can do it. Skidul must live against Fallen. That's always going to be tough. He's got that orb in hand, looking to go battle sniper. Oh no, he's going to look the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Fallen misses the shot. Pascal can still save it. Tries to go for the transfer, but unfortunately for him and his team, he will be unsuccessful as the defuse will come in for MiBR. And that's a fairly expensive round, but they should still be quite pleased here.
Don't know how Fallen missed that shot on the arm. Unfortunate for him, because it maybe made it more expensive. Maybe he would have been traded regardless, but here we are. MiBR with their first round on the board early. Their second sniper rifle will continue. Fallen and Stewie once again. Cold is quite capable with the AWP, as well as Tarek. Probably fancies a shotgun more than an AWP, and he is very good with those. Well then, Skidoodle not going for the gap shot. There is the smoke, so it's a guessing game for him. Now the T's don't know how many people have crossed. In the meantime, Golden charging into the long area. He knows one player's in the bit. Will the flashes continue? I think they will. The 180, but he can't get a second kill. 2 CTs here. Maybe they have to back off, but it's a team kill. But it is a 3 versus 2 for MiBR.
Yeah, Fer once more, just moving through the smoke here, trying to circumvent it, and he will be successful. Really nicely done there, finds a good timing, and they'll clean up that long push. It looked really, really scary for MiBR in the opening moments. We saw a very successful maneuver into the pit with Golden. The classic, just so many flashes over the top, but still somehow Cloud9 unable to do it, and MiBR hold on to this long position. That's a good statement to send forwards in this CT side for them.
We have seen some different CT teams, I want to say Astralis as well, hell-bent on holding the long position, willing to dump utility, but not at random. It all has a purpose. We saw MiBR firmly holding on to the CT side as well there. Stewie now looking for something as Cloud9 are reduced to the guns. A Desert Eagle here, a Desert Eagle there. Apart from that, it's Glocks. And they will be potato guns in this round, especially if they're not close. Into a man with Kevlar, if you don't get a headshot, it can take up to 7 shots to frag with a Glock. Give you an idea of how bad that situation is. Russian the red moving up the short position, Golden carrying the bomb.
And good map control so far for Cloud9. Plenty of time to use that map control as well. And MiBR, they've got Fer in middle with Cold. So they can deal very well with any shenanigans towards that B bomb side if there were to be a B split and play for Cloud9. MiBR relying on Fallen and Tarek to hold the A side, but it looks like we may see the push coming in here. And this is always a good move in rounds such as this. You can often just, burst onto that A bomb site, get a quick plant safely. It's the alternate run, although Fallen will be hitting every single shot, so it doesn't look like they'll get the kills. Oh, they get the bomb down. That's mission accomplished. They'll be happy with that. That's what they were going for. And the round will be tidied up, of course, as MiBR will now equalize 3-3.
And there is the value. Can't expect to get a bomb plant out of that round, so that's a nice bonus for them as MiBR tie the score. Once again, the 2 sniper rifles for MiBR continue to be a problem. Let's see what Skidoodle chooses to do. Ooh, he's going for it. He doesn't have the money for an AWP and a helmet, which means he can be one-shot now by any weapon being carried by these players, including the USPs, although that's not so likely. He won't really be subject to grenades in the early or mid-game, I don't believe. HEs and the like. But, yeah, because he is absolutely naked. He's opted for grenades. Maybe he had to. I won't do the math. Stewie still to the right-hand side of these doors now. Sometimes you can see these snipers go to the left-hand side looking for players coming out of the lower tunnel. But for now, he's holding on to the short position. Very traditional setup from him.
Fallen and Tarek getting closer to those A-long doors, trying to take a cheeky peek with the orb. So you can find something here. Being proactive. Oh, you almost expect Fallen to sometimes just hit those. Known for all the nutty AWP shots, but he'll fall back and away after showing presence with the AWP in that position. And MiBR just going for that stack towards the B-bomb side here. And oh, Stewie gets a pick off. Now, if Cloud9 were to look in towards middle and see nobody in that in the sort of spawn position, they may decide to go for the B attack. But speaking of which, MiBR, after stacking towards the B-bomb side, they want to make sure that they're not just sitting there like lemons, and actually doing something and getting information from that stack. And indeed, they'll push forwards through the tunnels just as this Cloud9 push is going to be making its way onto the A-bomb site. There's already a flank in play for MiBR. This could be scary, but Also, MiBR, do you concede the sight?
Rush can't peek too deep because he'll probably get punctured in the chest by falling in that long position. Now, Stewie's creeping. He'll have the advantage around this smoke. It will be Rush, but he can't jump into position. Oh, goodbye. It was nice knowing you. There's some position for Stewie as Fur takes short at the same time. Fallen taken down in a pit position, so maybe there's hope here for Cloud9. 4 versus 2, however. May need some guesswork. Spots and elbows. Skadoodle can't hit the flick, though. And now he's alone, 1 versus 3, trying to pick the right spot, but the numbers are too great. Kits on 2 of the 3 players for MiBR, and they can rescue that second AWP as well.
What a round for MiBR to win. And Cloud9 had many opportunities after, picking up that bomb plant, the post-plant setup as well. Forcing those players on the long positions just to have to run forwards towards that bomb site definitely makes things very difficult for MiBR. And I think, if you go back to that 1v1 from Rush, where that could have gone so many different ways. And if it went the way of Cloud9, you would perhaps expect them with that position to maybe have a much easier time to hold the round. But instead, it's MiBR. However, they must still defeat the follow-up buy from Cloud9, which will feature the AWP here on automatic. Going for that deep peek towards B. See if he can find something. Nothing doing just yet, though. And MiBR start to move, rather Cloud9 start to move up.
Ooh, Stewie in an elevated position where he was picking earlier. Normally you would play the headshot angle, but he's standing up, so if he gets pre-fired, takes a shot in the leg, and he can get the killing blow instead. First spots more players towards that short area. And that may pull the CT away from long. Tarek moving closer towards the car position, but still keeping an eye on the door in case of a potential split. You can see him peeking every so often and not holding the angle. So Cloud9, they've established map control towards that short position. As we can see, coldzera is ready to pop, and here comes a flash from Fallen. Nice work from him. So Cloud9 will hear that flash as well, and they may guess that MiBR have gone on a fact-finding mission towards short. So what do they choose to do, Cloud9?
Oh, looks like they'll look for that A-long positioning. They've got 50 seconds in the rounds. And Cloud9, they need to make some plays here because MiBR are being quite active. We see them making information plays on the minimap towards middle, so they might have an idea of what's going on. Tarek, very nice off angle, pushing forwards, wins the second 1v1. No trades whatsoever. Tarek, beautiful defense there. And what is there left now for Cloud9 to even do in this round? As Tarek goes for one more, he'll die, but he's done more than his fair share of work.
20 seconds, automatic versus 4, jumping into the pit, spotted. Now, MiBR don't want this to be too expensive for them either, and it seems automatic, expecting he'll get hunted, will try to do some damage. He wants to die before time. They won't wait too long, MiBR, and that is 5 rounds in a row, which means they're on fire.
MiBR. Indeed, James. 5 rounds in a row.
This was a fantastic hold from Tarek, playing a weird angle for the first engagement. I don't think Cloud9 expected to be exposed to a player further on long. But to get 3 1v1s versus AKs no less, that is a really strong performance from him.
Yeah, you can't ask for anything more than that. And it's broken Cloud9. And again, as you said, there's 5 rounds in a row. MiBR now in such a position of strong momentum in this matchup. Their economy is starting to really get there. As we get a fast push out of Cloud9 with these pistols. Once again, looking for a quick rush to get a quick bomb plant. And Fallen is close with the AWP. He's going to be knocking him down one after the other. He is playing bowling, and they are the bowling pins as they all fall. And that's a tidy round. Not even able to get the bomb down.
Beyond the pistol, we're looking at a 6-0 scoreline now. Again, MiBR on fire until they lose a round. So that is quite telling of the current situation, of the momentum in this game. That was nice. Just as he was crouching as well. Nice. He was on the way down. Right, then Skadoodle going for the gap this time, but not seeing anything. Sometimes people move close, but the smoke is there for a reason. Again, it's nice for the T's if they have an idea of how many players go towards that B bomb site, but if the smoke is down, then they just don't know.
We see the boost coming into play. Very much in the meta, both teams very aware of the possibility for the boost and the counter boost positions towards shots. Good to see, though, both teams trying to make plays to get those early edges, and it might be Stewie to find it. He's got the AWP in position there, looking towards the Xbox, looking for a quick shot. He gets it, but he receives one in turn, and it's much better from Rush. Has fallen now, puts in the work towards that long position. That's a double, and now it's desperation for Cloud9.
Battle snipers. Not one, but two. Rush still on 3 HP after that first engagement. It's Stewie 2K falling alive, but he will get traded. Rush now, oh, the timing is brutal for him. He's got to be so careful. Again, only 3 HP, and now Flusher is alone. 1 versus 3. Bomb collected. Maybe it can go down. That's a good start, but he's got to find the frag here. Tarek's still alive now, and he can fall all the way back to the end of long if he wants to. Third as he sprays through the smoke. Not just yet. They'll allow the plot to go down, but that will be the round for MiBR. 7th round in a row, and again they can go and pick up that second sniper rifle. Really making it hard for Cloud9, getting more aggressive, not sitting back on their lead, but fighting for more.
But now we have 7 rounds in a row. It's starting to get really out of hand. Of course, the bomb plant will give them ample cash. In addition to that round loss bonus, that will be $4,200 in the bank for a full buy on that T side. And I wonder if they'll have any change of approach. It would be cool to see them try to hammer that long position once again. Of course, Tarek has been performing out of his mind, but still, I think that is something that they can achieve, but perhaps they think differently. That we'll see more of a normal spread here, sending 3 players to dark, to the tunnels. You can then spread down into lower tunnels, get the Xbox smoke going, get that short control. Just a default here so far from Cloud9 on this T side. But where will they develop it? Or how will they develop it after they get this initial map control? Ooh, maybe they won't at all. They're just going to go straight out of mid, James.
Stewie, he's been quick over towards the B bomb site. Will he gets hit by a flash eventually. He'll go back though with a new angle, and they're not ready for that one. Spots the play to the left, and look at him again. Battle snipers continuing to charge. He'll get taken out, but only automatic is left. That's it. Only the 1 kill for Cloud9, simply not enough. They're not having enough impact to the CT economy if they are to win some rounds later on in this half. coldzera's got $16,000 for 15,200. They are losing money by winning rounds at this point in MiBR. 8 in a row now.
Yeah, and it kind of seemed like coldzera was just an animal there, just unleashed out of the cage. And you see Stewie maybe in a little bit of trouble in the window position, and then out comes coldzera, spraying everyone down, and it's difficult for Stewie to even get a chance to get some kills, because Cole's all over this.
Turning it up at the right time, MiBR making it even hotter, and coldzera's loving this one. Very happy chappy. 8 rounds in a row. Cloud9 have pistols, it seems. Don't really have the money to buy in this round, and too much investment. Don't know how much impact it would have. Oh, they're going for it, in fact. Alrighty then. I suppose they are running out of rounds to lose, so it will be a utility buy. Oh, it's a hero AK. All right, so it's only 1 player forcing it up automatic, and with 4 players in total on Kevlar, they can pick up this AK should it not be lost, too far gone. Here comes a grenade spam towards the long position. Tarek in the smoke, automatic, knows his back is covered by flashes, but look at Tarek.
Oh, does he have any idea? Automatic. Will he check every position? Oh my goodness, they may not see each other, but now surely, there it is. Tarek will get that trade indeed, and with that kill from Tarek, there's no decent weapons, no automatic weapons at least, left on the side of Cloud9. They have Deagles though, and Flusher, we know what he can do with that CZ, but Fur's got some good positions to attack him from as he now goes back to the bomb site to help his teammates, and MiBR take their time in coordinating this one, but you can't expect this to go well for Cloud9.
Fur on a very late flank, but Flush will be taken care of already, leaving Golden alone. They know he's in the Gandalf with the Desert Eagle, and that's where he will lie. Just the 1 frag for Cloud9 in that round. They get a bomb plant, which will help. And if you plant a bomb, you can basically, if you're at max loss bonus and you plant a bomb, you get 4,200. So automatic won't have any issue buying an AK in this round, despite buying one in the previous round. So worst case scenario is you plant a bomb, then you still got a full buy in this round. So that's been achieved at least for Cloud9, but that's not much to shout about when MiBR have won every buy round.
Yeah, it definitely looks pretty dominant. There is no doubt about that.
Ooh, they used a double HE to obscure the vision so they can hold on to their smoke grenades for longer.
Yes, always love that. on DUST2. Fallen going deep. Oh, gets another bit of damage there, as well as the kill. Some bonus there for Fallen with that aggression of his, and MiBR can fall back into more defensive positions with that man advantage, and they are making things really difficult here, and it may just get a bit worse. They will flash Fallen off a position, but Cold0 lurks. Oh, but he is awaited for by Skadoodle. That's beautiful. Cognizance there from Cloud9 to expect that bait setup, and they do get a kill, but they're still one away from equalizing. And life still looks difficult. They've only got 2 smokes left.
Golden had an angle on Fallen, although that doesn't mean much when it's Fallen. But he got Kobe'd into oblivion by support. Fallen support on the A side, and now the aggression is unrelenting from MiBR. Flusher having a look, but what will the timing? Who will the timing favour? Flusher moving away now. Close engagement towards long as well. Once more, Tarek looking to take somebody out who may be pre-firing the car, which is to his right-hand side. And he will deliver with the AK just about this time. Flusher alone. 1 versus 4. Nice peek from him, nice jiggle. Too many targets though, can't land a shot. And that's 10 rounds in a row for MiBR.
Right. It's what do you do at this point, James? You're Cloud9. It feels like perhaps you've thrown everything at MiBR, the kitchen sink included, and nothing seems to be sticking. They've had some close rounds. They've had some good afterplants, mostly towards the A-bomb site. So perhaps that could maybe be one of the things they go back towards. Again, some of those early long takes. We're just not really seeing it from them in some of these buy rounds. Well, fast timing out middle. This maybe could be successful. We saw Stewie and Cold holding this off previously. Fur is the one there with the AK headshot. That's the bomb spotted. And hard times perhaps now for Cloud9 as they make their way forwards, but actually getting the damage done.
Right, the bomb still needs to make its way up there though. 3 on 3 now, and it's made its way into the site. Throwing weapon across and taking an AK is automatic. AWP to look into tunnels, perhaps. Although Golden could be naded. If Tarek is by the door, he could bounce a nade. There it is. So surely Tarek's going to go. Golden, multiple targets. No smokes, no grenades left for these Ts. And MiBR have too much money. They've got nothing to lose by going for this. Here come the grenades. Tarek trying to run distraction for Cold. That Molotov didn't go as planned. And they can even contain and just make all of Cloud9 expire on this bomb site. Doesn't matter really if MiBR die, although they will lose AKs, and that can make a nice difference for them. And indeed now it's just automatic. He will survive, but everybody else in Cloud9 will perish. 4 rounds for Cloud9. Finally, they've won something.
Yes, finally. And I mean, if they can get to the 5 rounds, things can look much better. If they get into a pistol victory in the following half, of course, then it's maybe only 3 rounds that separate the 2 teams, and all of a sudden you have a game on your hands. But that said, MiBR's form is certainly looking, at least from an individual perspective, rather troublesome to deal with. Cloud9 have a Galil out here in this round, so it's not going to look too comfortable.
Yeah, so I think Cloud9 are in a bad spot. I think they're in a deeper building phase than MiBR might be at the moment. I think it's fair to say that.
Yeah, very fair.
So it's a good spot for MiBR, especially with the style of the players on their team. I think it's a great situation for them to abuse, essentially. But 5 rounds are still possible for Cloud9, and that would be something. The pistol will prove to be crucial in that regard. But yes, when you are on Xbox in the B bomb site, you can expect HEs to come your way, bouncing off the back wall if the CT still have some. Not a bad start. Triple peek from the CTs. That might be some information from Flusher to tell his teammates, but what can they really do with it? Some trades that will favor the CTs. 4 versus 2. They are taking this away from Cloud9 very quickly indeed.
Yes, the mid-rush. The mid-rush on the 4-buy round. Love that. And that will be the last rounds taken away from Cloud9. 11 rounds for MiBR and 4 for Cloud9. That's a great start from MiBR despite losing that pistol. And I just remember, James, too, that MiBR, they were training this map hardcore, and they felt very confident. Obviously, despite the loss that they had, the 0-16 against Astralis, they've otherwise been great on this map.
Rush finished that half with 3 kills.
Oh, man.
Rush.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
No,
That's when you know things are not going very well. Right then, of course, we move to the CT side for Cloud9 now. Golden, Automatic, and Flusher picked up Kevlar, so has Rush. Skadoodle will have 2 flashes and a defuse kit. So let's see what he chooses to do with those. Stewie just keeping an eye on things, seeing where the CTs might be going, making sure there's no mid-push. And now Rush will see some players. Skadoodle does have the flashes, but he's got no one to flash for. Just trying to get away himself. One more, he can do the vintage pop flash on that ramp position to have a look. But MiBR will take it slow. They've lost a man both sides, and 3 of the 4 of MiBR are in the long position, and Stewie's not far around the corner.
1 minute 20 left. Lots of information for Cloud9. Although what they don't have is any position towards the A bomb site, which is in the sights of MiBR. And they've got good positioning now to take it, looking to walk all the way in. And Cloud9, if they don't have any way to maybe thin the numbers as the bomb goes down, that could be a problem. And here comes some smokes to block off vision, so maybe they won't be able to thin off the numbers. Colden now darts forwards, knowing what's happening. We have a peek over from short. The boost can come in here as well. This could be very important. Oh no! Perhaps they did it too early before the bomb was being planted there, and that is one chance gone, but perhaps it still can be saved.
They still have a flash. Maybe Skadoodle's lining it up now as he backs off into CT spawn. There is the flash, but the CTs went too early. Third with that P250, he was the raid boss. But now it's down to Fallen. The bomb's not planted. It's a bad plant. That's literally what this plant is called. And there is the defuse. That was in the hands of MiBR. But Cloud9 stole that pistol round. So again, that is what we call the bad plant, and you can see why. It's really hard to defend if you don't have the sight as a T.
Yeah, but there are great opportunities despite losing that round of 4. Spy is a potential for a round like this. If you decide to spend all your money, it can be really difficult because the CTs don't have some of those stronger weapons like the AWPs, which can... Because one of the things about the AWP on this map is that even though the rotation times are really slow, because there's big open spaces and long ranges, that actually sort of allows you to cheat that long rotation time a bit by having an AWP, which allows you to effectively have a player in play that may otherwise not be in play because he'd be too far away with any other weapons. So that's one thing that Cloud9 don't have going for them in this round, but MiBR did decide to just go fairly economically here, just picking up the Deagles, a couple PT50s, and they're just looking to get a couple kills. It will be very difficult, if not impossible, to get a bomb plant, but they can absolutely get a couple kills and harm that CT economy.
You see Tarek moving by the back wall. It's a very common play. I mean, he's hiding behind blue for the time being, but often when you see Ts coming out of those double doors, they'll put their back to the wall, because if you have, for example, a player in the pit who's peeking, he engages and a player on the back corner will start to peek as well. So it's one way to try and avoid a possible 2 versus 1 setup for the CTs, but indeed we have an off angle being played on blue by the CT who's down there, which is Rush. So he's almost guaranteed a kill, I would say. But now we've got MiBR looking for information elsewhere. Fallen's actually been showing the bomb. He was inside the B tunnel entrance to the B bomb site with the bomb. So they've shown the bomb to the players on B. Maybe trying to draw a rotation, but no one's moving here on Cloud9. Skadoodle still spotting from the car position. Flusher playing Goose.
And now they are looking to trigger this push in. Flusher, surely he's going to just get the most awesome spray down. Oh, that could be a nice nade as well, coming in from Skadoodle. Does a lick of damage to Fur. Flusher awaits, they'll peek him, but still, just a superior weapon for the job here. All 3 kills, that's the bomb on the ground. Number 4 in hand for Flusher as Tarek now goes down, and that's going to be an easy pickup for Cloud9.
Very nice indeed. But yeah, that's something that I don't think we talk about enough, is denial of information as far as the bomb is concerned. Most of the time, you don't want your opponent to see the bomb until the last possible moment, so they don't know where to stack players and such. But Fallen was certainly showing the bomb to the players over towards that B bomb site, trying to suggest something or find out some information. But here we are, 11-6, and the AKs are out with the Galils as well for MiBR. They do not want Cloud9's economy to build. They don't want to see Skadoodle with an AWP, and they'll do their best to put him in a bad situation. That's not a bad start. Flusher may be creeping to places unknown, and he's been warned off for future rounds.
Yes. Yes, very diligent stuff there in the back from Fur. A player that's actually statistically gone a bit missing for MiBR of late. A player that is famed for his aggression and ability to entry frag and create all kinds of problems for teams. Has dropped off somewhat on the statistics at the very least, but of course that doesn't tell the whole story. We'll see Cloud9 though, looking to defend this A bomb site still, just tossing in some utility. So playing it slow, MiBR are burning that utility that Cloud9 have on that CT side, which will make life a bit more difficult. But Rush in the close quarters here, if he's not dealt with correctly, it could be catastrophic for MiBR as they go for this mid push.
Avoiding the flashbang, the fast fire rate of the MP9 is fantastic for 2. He spots the bomb as well. Automatic is around the corner, could choose to engage if he wants to, but he'll hold this position. He could have a double peek, in fact he will, but first says absolute no. That leaves Skaduda with a UMP, and Fallen will soon hear him. Maybe he already has. You can see him backing off. What an entry, what a double entry from Fur in that mid position. Automatic patiently lined up for a double peek, and he just wiped them both out. He deleted all history of those players from the map.
I want to take credit for that, James. I was just saying, the first been struggling on the entry frags. He's like, nope, you shut your goddamn mouth, is what he said to me. And can't argue with this. Beautiful display. Oh, the transfer.
That is disgusting, dude. I feel like it was the first bullet of the transfer that just took him out immediately. That's nasty. He has no reaction. He has no feelings there. He has no emotions.
Well, Fur will make his way quickly up to the short position where Rush will spot it out, able to toss a nade, but he's going to be flashed, he's going to be blind, he'll take down Fur, who's moving in fast, and coldzera spotting him out in the side of the smoke. That was just enough of a gap for Rush to exploit, and this fast play from MiBR has backfired for them. And this could be a really big chance here for Cloud9. If you look at the last round, this is the perfect one for Cloud9 to win, to get back into this, but they need to keep players alive too. They must take care of their economy. Stewie looks to be the man to dismantle it.
Forces Rush away. He knows all the tricks. The smoke criminal himself. That's one to learn for those of you at home. As you saw coldzera holding that position in the first half. They got the mollies for that. Stewie left now with 2 flashes, and Fallen's deploying some flashes as well. 2 more Molotovs. Now, we've seen some teams drop a smoke in this position on the balcony to try and set up grenades behind it for the A site. MiBR do not have such a luxury, but Stewie will make his way down and out thanks to Rush. 5 versus 2, no frags yet for MiBR.
Yeah, and 3 kills from Rush. He's doing a fantastic job really thinning out the numbers here, and it'll be a desperation attempt for a plant in this case, and time is ticking. The more they wait, of course, the more players can rotate, but they do get the bomb down in time as Tarek tries to play the headshot game, but it's not going so well for him. Whack-a-mole will find very limited success as the trays come out, and that's a 3-player survival here for Cloud9, which is pretty good. It's pretty acceptable, and they can upgrade some weapons, finding the AKs on the ground, spreading the love, and who doesn't love an AK on the CT side of DUST2?
AKs for all. Very nice. And now the gap is just 5 rounds. The bomb has been planted, though. What will MiBR choose to do? Not ideal territory for a buy. Very important first frag for Rush. Maybe saw the legs of the second player. Footsteps of the third. Really good stuff from him. You've got to be careful if you're close to the balcony, if you will, on short, because your shadow can be seen from most places on that balcony. There are some shadows on the floor which will obscure in certain areas, but you have to watch demos. You can't even go onto a server and test because you can't see your own shadow. You have to drop some bots.
Drop the bots. You have a training config for that, right, James?
I do, yeah. I need to re-release it, an updated version.
Right now, MiBR might be released from the rounds because they have nothing really going for themselves as far as weaponry or utility is concerned. I think the most concerning thing is that lack of utility, because it's so difficult to cross space on DUST2. You're just so exposed out in the open. You don't have any Kevlar either, so not really a favorite in any of these fights. Ooh, hello. That did much less damage than I thought it would.
Coldie, here's one close. Oh, he can't find a fatal connection, however, and now the bomb has been lost. That takes away the worst-case scenario for MiBR of planting that bomb. And now it's pure damage. Walking straight into the flashbang, into the meat grinder. Stewie will get 1 frag out of that somehow. So that's 5k taken away from the Cloud9 economy, but maybe it's an excuse to pick up an AWP.
It's crazy to think that Rush is 12 for 16, because I feel like in a lot of the rounds we've seen, the last like 4 or 5 rounds, he's been having massive impact, lots of multi-kills, and really holding things down and keeping his team in the game. And it's that's really good to see. That's very encouraging, and coming into himself on the CT side with some perhaps better opportunities.
Ooh.
Nasty tag.
Skadoodle tag down to 26. Fantastic flick from Fallen. Just so much experience. You just know the trajectory of a player, depending on the weapon as well. It's always nice when you can do that on instinct. It's a great level of play. Only 4 rounds now between these two sides, and maybe an upset is on the cards here. Cloud9 with a brand new player, Flusher, coming in nice and shiny. Now we see MiBR taking the short position. Will they change their approach to long in this round, which hasn't had much going on just yet? Again, the bomb thrown to a player, not on the floor, because that would be a sound cue for anyone in CT spawn, which may give away the intentions of MiBR. So they keep it carried by a player. Worth noting, though, you will sometimes see a player drop a weapon on the floor and pick it up again because it makes the same sound as a bomb to try and lead the opponent astray.
Yes, try to be very sneaky indeed and make sure that you can mislead. And it's always so fun when you see plays like that. Flusher is notorious for stuff like that. Good to see that he's motivated again on this new team. Will make the dart forwards here. Oh, perfect! Grenades coming in from MiBR. Lovely drop off the short position into towards the A bomb site, shutting down the defenders towards the long position, taking control of the A site. Sure, you know, Rush is still alive. Sure, Fur has gone down, but they've got some good positions and a bomb plant MiBR to play this post-plant scenario.
The short position may be a problem for the CTs if they go to take it, and Fallen seems confident that no one's there. Of course, he has his teammate in mid, so he knows that no one's likely there. No frag for him, though. He's got some information for his team, but can they clean up? Rush and Flusher remain on this retake, and now it's just Rush, 1 versus 2. Flashes, but can he get across this choke point? That's a lovely burst from him, and Tarek's got to be careful now. He's got a Molotov, in it comes. No smoke on the floor, and he gets punctured, Rush. And that will be round number 13 for MiBR.
That was nice. Things are getting a lot closer here between these two teams. What a crucial round to win, though, for MiBR. It really cripples Cloud9's ability to buy, and they're in a very awkward territory. They absolutely must save. Flusher too low on the money, so is Rush. Can't really get an AWP out unless Golden buys it, and then you know, he's in not the best predicament from a utility perspective. So some choices to make here for Cloud9. They could decide to go for a half buy or a complete eco, of course. And we'll have to see what kind of style of play they want to go with. But as mentioned before, I think you brought it up, James, it's very difficult to play that CT side eco or force buy. It's just very limited, and the ranges are so open. All the space is so open on the map that it just makes it very easy for the Ts to easily deal with any setups you might have, and there's such a limited amount of setups that it's quite predictable what you might even try to do. So they actually decide to go for the force buy. Golden does drop the AWP to Skadoodle. Oh, this is an interesting one. This could be very dangerous if Cloud9 are unsuccessful in this round for them. Oh no, they've missed the boost here. That's the bad timing now for Skadoodle.
It is indeed. In the meantime, however, long has been taken by MiBR with 4 people. And they've got 1 person lurking outside B in case of an aggressive push, perhaps. But Cloud9 have a lot of info as well with this boost towards short C. No one in the lower tunnel. But will that give them the confidence for Automatic to push B? Maybe he's walking into the tunnel, and Fur is going to be ready for him. Have a look towards B, because he's about to get wrecked. Oh. Playing the info, you saw Fur had a slow execution there in case there was a second player. As often, you will see 2 CTs moving in like that. Now what do they choose to do? Cloud9 have a player top mid, but now they know somebody's lurking in B tunnel. Things are going to get really weird, because that guy could rotate back to T spawn.
Yeah, and a situation like this can just come down to 1 player just going off with a deagle, and you know, Golden's got 1, Flush with the CZ. However, Nate goes in from Skadoodle. There will be a play made towards that A bomb site. That's some good chunky damage done by that grenade. Always good to see. And Skadul, he's got to hit some shots here. There's no two ways about it if they want to have a hope in holding this bomb site. Oh, there's a good first one. And that's the bomb on the ground as he now smokes off his position. Oh, that is always very dodgy. There's actually a gap there. He's not really too confident that he can go for a peek. This is always burning. Oh, that is so disappointing for Skadul. It could have been such a huge play, but instead it will appear to be a blunder as now in comes Golden. Can't quite find the connections. Eventually the kill, but it's too labored. And too little, perhaps too late. We'll have to see as Rush tries to make a go of it with the FAMAS, but it's shut down by MiBR.
Cloud9 legends at dying to Molotovs. 14-8, and that takes all the money away. That could be the killing blow for Cloud9. Because match point is all but guaranteed here for MiBR. That is not the way you want to go out on the hot coals.
Yeah. Imagine if he lives there. You know, he can do a lot from that position. Just, it's crazy. They could have made a much better chance of the round.
Yeah, now they have to eco. coldzera will show no mercy as per usual. Flusher, Rush, and Skadoodle around the A site, moving towards long, moving back towards the site. Again, they have to concentrate their powers here like a really cheap Power Ranger because they don't have much firepower. Build a big Zord, but not really happening for them. 5-on-3, plenty of time for MiBR to continue this cleanup. Stewie is keeping an eye on that short position. They've got grenades, HEs, Molotovs, whatever they want. So they will limit the danger. There's one. Target practice for him now. Gets there eventually. There we go. Match point MiBR.
It's so funny looking at the firepower meter at the top, where you in that last round where you just see basically a pixel for Cloud9 versus all the buy of MiBR. You can see it's much more even now as both teams can get the full buys out, but here's Stewie just having some fun. He is the mole can strike back in whack-a-mole sometimes. You've got to be careful what you're up against, and this is it, the last stand here for Cloud9. They've got to make it work with what they have, and they don't have an AWP, and they have a limited amount of utility. So perhaps they might be looking to go for an aggression to try to mitigate that disadvantage, or perhaps they might just stay in a position or a safe position, create some nice bait setups with the rifles, and just pray that MiBR don't necessarily have the perfect ways to guess for those setups, to dismantle those setups. To see. Does not look good at all. No smokes left now for Cloud9, and there's 1 minute 20 left on the clock. That's always a horrible spot to be in. You can see MiBR playing it by the book here, just going for a default, maximum map control, short, long, upper dark, all the usual.
1 minute and 7 rounds. Cloud9 under lots of pressure. Of course, MiBR are the aggressors, but you have to wonder if they have the itch. Do we do something to try and get an advantage, or do we let MiBR try to impose their will? Again, that lurk smoke. So you can jump onto double stack from that, which would be interesting with some flashbangs. You can lurk out the right-hand side, just go straight through the middle. You can have 3 people behind it, or 0. You can boost over it, of course. So it is a problem for the sides to deal with. A Molotov, but Flush is not quite on fire. Will it spread, though? 3 players now moving towards that ace, the re-bomb site. Flusher doing great work. Bomb on the floor, and now Stewie is alone 1 versus 4. HE, and that's a great peek from Flusher.
Yeah, with such little time left on the round, it's surprising not to see that there was a check for the player on the box, the boost box, the anti-B split box, as usually if there's this much time left and players have been on short, it can be a gamble for the CTs to put someone there, because if there is presence on short until the very last second, you are afraid that there can be an A rush, and you want that third player not in CT spawn, but you want him on the graffiti position to defend the A push. So good guess by Cloud9, very prepared, and Fallen looking for a clean shot, but it is very messy out there with the Molotov on the ground, and he'll have to back away.
Took the shot, had a quick peek again, just to see if anybody was moving past the angle, but he was blind and chose to give it up. Enough risk was taken. There's no need for more. They will feel that they still have advantages, although Cloud9 are well equipped in this round. But again, it's on... oh! That's the off angle we were speaking about earlier on. Flusher holding it with an AK, as opposed to somebody with an AWP. So he won't be shy to give some harassment back to MiBR, who have 3 people outside the B bomb site. There is the mid to B smoke. colliding with Flusher, maybe there's a gap. Indeed there is.
Yeah, very nice indeed. And that's so much information, although it may suggest that they're actually going back towards A because didn't see anything here. And who rushes 4 players up through the tunnels and no one out mid with that smoke? Well, it's going to be MiBR on this round. And ooh, Golden spots it, gets taken down. The trade in pretty fast there. And nothing from Automatic. That's a big problem. I think Fatty did chances to Cloud9, but it's all turning around.
Flusher maybe spotting somebody behind the Xbox. Indeed, see the pre-fire from him. 2 versus 3, really trying to get something done. Skadoodle has 1 flashbang. She can go through the window. Flusher now on 31 HP. And Fer on the flank will take Skadoodle out, leaving Flusher alone in a sandwich. And there he goes as well. 16-9 in favor of